y'all. Welcome to Tea Talk with CandT.
Where the tea is hot
The vibes are real.
and grown woman talk is always on the menu. Yes, hello, you guys. We are here. We are here. It is Friday, and we
So
made it to
sweet.
episode 3. Yes, big up to
Yes.
us. Of course, for any new watchers, any newcomers, if you haven't yet, please follow our IG at Tea Talk with CNT, and also like and subscribe on our YouTube page at Tea Talk with CNT. Anything to add, my love?
Nope. That is so fun. Let's
All
get to
right, so
it.
let's get into this episode. Our first episode was, of course, about catfishing. Our second episode, which was a very, very special episode, it was dedicated to our moms, and we was also talking about online dating. This episode, we're going to be talking about the friends with benefits.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, the friends with benefits. I know I had a couple of friends with benefits, situationships,
Me too,
all
girl.
that
Me too.
all that good stuff. I don't know about you, bestie, but I know I did. So
I definitely did. Definitely. Yeah. Oof. A few of them, and child, they worked when they worked, but when they didn't, they didn't. So
exactly.
I have a couple stories to tell
We're gonna get into that.
for
But before we get into that, let's talk
sure. Okay.
about like what it means to you, first of all. Like in your definition, in your opinion, what do you
Mhm.
feel a friends with benefits is?
Um, well, exactly what it sounds like, a friend that you get benefits from. The problem
Hmm.
is though you cannot have feelings attached, I feel like. So it literally needs to be an arrangement where like a booty call but an ongoing booty call, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. So you link up, you do what you gotta do, you go. And then you link up again with that same person,
Hmm.
same scenario. But there's no commitment, there's no expectations outside of that. You could possibly go on a date or hang out, a couple hours in between, what I'm saying, during the session. But
Right.
overall, you're really not coming together unless it's for those benefits. That's what I probably consider it.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. It's funny because a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on friends with
Hmm.
benefits, especially like the internet. I know when I searched it on the internet said like a relationship. Friends with benefits is a relationship where two people are sexually intimate but not romantically involved or committed to each other. I mean, yeah, that is the gist of it, but I will also have to say it doesn't have to be about sex all the time. Yeah, when they say friends with benefits, that's the main benefit people think about is the sex part, but it doesn't
Right,
always have to be
right.
sexual. My thing is, it's just friends with benefits is just it's a person that you could do special things with regardless. You could like go on a trip with them or um go on a date, but y'all are not romantically committed to each other, should I say. Y'all don't have that title of boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife. Y'all are just reaping the benefits of a couple.
Well, what makes that different than a situationship then for you?
A situationship to me, honestly, just my opinion, I feel a situationship is just sex. Period. Like friends with benefits, we can go out, we can have fun, you know, and stuff like that. A situationship, I look at situationships as you are just you are just my booty call. I call you when I
Okay.
need you. Basically, that's what I consider a situationship. I call you when
Yeah,
I
I
need you
think I
sexually.
think I differ. I really feel like so in the hierarchy of dating, right? I kind of
Hmm.
feel like a situationship is higher on the level than a friend with benefits. Because for me, a situationship, hmm, because like a situationship can turn into a relationship. I guess a friend with benefits really could too
Friends
if
with
y'all can
benefits could
figure
turn
out.
into a relationship, though.
I mean, I guess it could if feelings eventually becomes involved on both ends. I
Okay.
think the difference for me, the situationship, most of the time they come about because it's not defined at all. Friends with benefits is usually defined. Like that is what it is. We are doing this. Situationship has that gray area where you really don't know what you are. So there are going to be dates. There are going to be phone calls in between time. Like I think that's why I feel like it's higher on the hierarchy as far as what your um interactions will be if you're in a
Okay.
situationship. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's where I see the difference. And so for me, a friend with benefits, most of the time when I had a friend with benefits, we weren't doing other things. We weren't going on dates. Now, was it did I feel disrespected? Like was it like a I'm about to hit and you about to get out? Not necessarily, but one particular situation that I had when I had a friend with benefits, we knew what it was. So it wasn't no I'm gonna call you and let you know I made it home type thing. Did we hang out a little bit? Yes. So he would come over. We might play video games. We might
Hmm.
watch a movie before we do whatever we're gonna do. But then I wouldn't talk to that person again until it's time for that again. Versus a situationship, I feel like you have somewhat regular communication, even if it's not daily. It's more regular than a friend with benefits would have. A situationship again can a lot of times turn into a relationship because it's undefined what you're really doing. So you're doing a lot of the things that a relationship would do, so it eventually kind of turns into that sometimes. So I just feel like you would do more than a friend with benefits with a situation. So I don't know. I kind of see it flipped.
It can be. It can be flipped for certain people. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like when they have that the bootleg circle of life, it's like if you want to do a circle of life type of this, I put like friends with benefits, then it develops
Okay.
into a situationship, then it developed into a relationship. Because situationships, I put that up there when people ask, are you single? Are you taken? It's complicated. Every time it's complicated. It's a
Okay.
situationship. So I don't know.
Okay.
Like,
Well, do okay. So I guess another way I would distinguish it too, when you're in a friend with benefits arrangement versus a situationship, are you then having other said agreement with other people? So, like, do I have more than one friend with benefits at the same time? Do I have more than one situationship one at the same time? I guess that kind of would distinguish it for me too. Because for me, friend with benefits, like I said, if you're not putting any emphasis on this, and this is strictly friend with benefits, this is all we're doing, I feel like you can still talk to other people. And then I think it's up to the person whether they choose to actually be sexually active with more than one person. But I definitely would be talking to other people for sure. Even if sex is not involved, it would be another person at the table because all you're doing is satisfying that sexual part. I still need those other needs met. If I'm in a situationship, because for me, I feel like it would turn into a possible relationship, I'm less likely to talk to somebody else too. Or if I am, it might be one other and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And in both situations, they are probably equally yoked in far as far as like what their interactions will be with me.
okay, I get that. Okay.
Yeah.
See, you get deep into it. I know. See,
I'm that kind of
no,
person.
we
I mean,
get
you
deep
know
into it.
me.
The internet,
Yeah.
they just go to the basics when it comes to friends with benefits. Like they're basically saying a friend with benefits, how they're looking on the outside end is basically friendship, a little bit of
Okay.
physical intimacy, which I said, that's the benefit part, the sex part. Casual hangouts, which is I said that, you could go on a casual hangout as friends. It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual in the end. It just that's how it goes. A big part for friends with benefits is lack of expectations. Like, don't expect certain things, especially when you're not in a relationship. You shouldn't expect relationship things, or should I say certain relationship things you shouldn't expect in a friends with benefits type of relationship. And
Okay.
always remember that a friends with benefits situation is temporary. Y'all are not exclusive to each other. y'all are just enjoying each other until the real thing comes along. At least to my opinion, that's what it is when they mean by temporary. Do not feel
Okay.
that y'all situation is permanent unless you see it going further, like you said, see, like, a friendship could evolve into a relationship. Unless y'all have that
Mhm.
talk, like, yo, what are we doing? Do not
Mhm.
expect it to go any further than what it already is. That's basically how I feel, and that's
So
basically how they say.
I agree with the majority of that. I think the temporary piece is up to whoever it is, because you might got people that both is just like, you know what, I am not for this dating scene right now. I
Right,
really don't think that I want to be in no kind of relationship. Let's just do this. I'm getting what I need out of this equation. I go on about my business. There's no expectations.
right.
And you could have a long term friend with benefit situation. I think the other thing that you mentioned that I'm kind of iffy about is, goodness, I done forgot already. Repeat. Okay, so wait a minute. What was the second thing? It was like,
We have the
so
friendship
no
part,
commitment,
the physical
friendship.
intimacy,
Hmm.
casual hangouts, and
Okay.
lack of expectations.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I guess I would agree with most of those. Then. Now when you say casual hangout, what does that entail? And I guess for me, like, do you get to hang out with the homies, or are you just hanging out together?
Hang out with the
Like group
homies.
group outing,
Okay,
or is it just us, or
here's the
like,
thing.
are we going out places and people are seeing us, or are we in the house and we kicking it in the house and nobody know we doing it? Like, what? It's like this level to that.
Honestly, okay, I feel you on that, but I would not include hanging out with the homies as a casual hangout. Only because
Mm-mm.
I always feel the number one rule for me: his homies is not your homies. I
This is
always
true.
stick with his homies is not your homies. So whether you hang with
Okay.
him and his boys or not, his boys know if he's doing you dirty. You really think his boys is gonna come to you and be like, "Yo,
Not at all.
homie ain't
Not
doing
at
you
all.
right." Like, so no, his homies
But
is
do you
not your
even
homies.
get access to the homies though, as a friend with benefits? Like, do you even meet the homies? Do you know who the homies are? I don't feel like my friend with benefits, that my particular one that because I had one that was pretty successful. That one never even got around my friends. They
Yeah,
never, my friends knew of him because I'm like,
right,
yeah, I gotta go, like such and such coming over. Other than that, they didn't know what he looked like. They never
right,
saw him. They never met him. Like, so to hang with the homies was not gonna happen because he didn't even know my homies. Like, he didn't know none of them. And I kind of feel like when you have a friend with benefit situation, is you're not meant to really know them because you're not. Again, if you're planning on it being temporary, like in your instance, if you're planning on being temporary, what you need to meet them for? You know.
yeah,
And then I guess my other piece is, if we're just friends with benefits, there's that thought in our mind that we might want to pursue something serious elsewhere. I don't know if I want to be seen with you in public either because it may give the wrong impression. Like if I'm going out on a date with somebody out anywhere, is to see how they are in public, and then in that moment, no, I'm not available to you. So if I'm on a date with you, I can't go talk to nobody else at the bar over here. You know what I'm saying? Like while we're together. So if we're out on an outing somewhere, it's gonna give the impression we're together or
right.
in some capacity together, dating or otherwise. And now I'm cut off from anybody else that's in this place. You know, so I don't even know how often I would be going out on outings with my friends.
Well, damn, do you keep them in the dark? Like, it's like,
I mean,
what
it
do
ain't in the
you
dark.
do?
I'm not hiding them per se, but I just, I think the one place that we went was actually a hotel, and it wasn't. It was other people there. I met some of his friends. That's the crazy thing. I actually did meet a couple of his friends.
You met the
Um,
homies. Oh, broke through.
they weren't the close homies, but I did meet a couple of his friends, and that was only because when I went to the hotel, they were having a get together for somebody's birthday. So whoever I met was supposed to be staying in the room that he was staying in. They had like a double room type thing. And
Gotcha.
so that person and their significant other came back to the room, and that's how I met them. I got invited to come down to said party. I didn't
Uh-huh.
feel it was appropriate because again, I don't know what this man do when he not with me. What if they know about this? Like they might be cool with it, but then I'm gonna look crazy in the process. You see what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
that was my
Right.
thing. It wasn't more like, am I nervous about going around because they don't know I exist? They probably did know, but at the same time, they're probably like, oh, you got that set up. Like they probably giving him that, and then they see me, and I'm, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, you really doing this? Like, I look crazy because he might got a whole woman over here that I don't know nothing about. So, yeah, I guess for me, I'm like, nah, I'd rather stay in the dark. If these two go back and tell them, then they tell them, but I don't want to be there looking crazy myself. I want them to know that I'm here for what I'm here for. So if they know I'm here, they're like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. That's the plan. She here for what she here for. So now I don't look crazy. I look like I'm following the protocol.
Right. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so I
So
say no outing.
so no outings. No outings at
no
all.
outing. Not for real. I mean, not no big public size place. We might can go, to the gas station real quick and grab a couple things, but I not no real type outing. No, we ain't dressing up for it. We not meeting up with other folks for it, and it can't be more than like 10 people in this place that we go. I sound like such a dog. I can't believe
Okay.
it.
See, okay, but see, all right. I'm on that same type of level
But this
as
is why
you.
I don't do this often as well, because that kind of arrangement won't work for me long. I can't even lie to you. Like, so it don't happen often. But that's the rules for me. I can't.
So you
That's
wouldn't
like
even
that's like
do the casual hangouts then. Okay, so like for here, because they have like
not
casual
not out in
hangouts.
public. No,
They include some public place. I mean, it's not necessarily public places, but they was like, casual hangouts include watching movies together, which is something you can always do. That's the good old Netflix and chill.
I can do that at home. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
They said cooking each other dinner. Um,
Nah.
having
Wait.
sleepovers.
Well, cook them something to eat and cook them dinner. I know it sounds like the same thing. It don't
No,
sound the
right?
same. Cause like, look, hey, you want some chicken real quick? Let me cook some chicken. Let
Right.
me throw these frozen chicken patties in the oven. Dinner for me, if I'm cooking my man dinner, oh, he might get some lobster. He might get some steak. He gonna get a full three.
Exactly.
It's gonna
There's
have
a
sides.
difference. There's a
I'm gonna make his
difference.
plate. Those are different. Like I don't want you to be over here hungry when you about to come satisfy me. So let me make sure you eat. I'm about to eat some chicken. Would you like some chicken? That's different. So I could do that for my friend with benefits, no problem. But he not getting no dinner. He might get a burger. He not getting no
Right.
dinner.
Okay, so that there's
I'm
definitely like
careful.
different levels for cooking each other dinner. Um, having the sleepovers. Oh, but they do have that here. Spending time with each other's friends. I am not going to be spending time with your friend
No.
if we're just a situationship, should I say? I'm sorry. I said what I said. Your friends is not my friends, so I cannot trust that situation. I'm not
You
hanging with
know,
your
I'm
friend.
gonna be real with you. I'm gonna go one further. So in college, my friends with benefits, we stayed over. Why?
Okay.
Because it was a dorm, right? I'm not about to go back to my dorm. Whatever. I'm not about to go back to my apartment. Fine. As an adult, this same friend with benefits interaction that I was just talking about previously. Yeah, we didn't spend the night. He went home. I went home. So I think I might have stayed at that said hotel party because it was COVID. It was curfew. I wasn't supposed to be out no way. So I risked getting to the hotel. I wasn't leaving. So I did stay that night. But other than that, I don't recall us ever having sleepovers. I think sleepovers are kind of intimate. Unless I on my side of the bed, you on your side. But the
Right.
cuddling and that's intimate to me. So that you don't get all that.
So basically, like the friends with benefits.
It's like it's an extended booty call. I
I
mean,
was just
booty
about to
call,
say,
you don't get all the
are they
privileges
just on the
either.
booty call level, or do they get the spend the night treatment? Like what? Yeah. Yeah? What's
I
going on?
mean, I mean, if I'm trying to go another round, maybe I'm playing. Not really. Not now. Not as an adult. No. Not as a real adult. like past college age adult, no, probably not. I mean, I think that's just too close. Like, you gotta go. Now, if you have been drinking, I'm sensitive to people. So, okay, if you've been drinking, no, I'm not gonna put you out. You can stay, but that's more for your safety. That has nothing to do with the intimacy piece of things. But
Right.
if you're staying the night because, oh well, why don't I just stay? No, you don't need to stay. Like you've given me my benefit, you can go. Now, depending what your benefit is, you might have those people, like you said, there's other benefits. You might have somebody that wants to be held and they don't have that right now. Then for
Right.
them that might be a benefit. Yes, they might agree to that person staying over. Me personally, I don't want to tie the two because I get my emotions involved quickly. So anything that's intimate level, I cannot do with someone that I'm not intending to have those relations with because
Right.
it's gonna my heart and my brain are gonna merge together too quickly, and I don't want that to happen. So we gotta draw that line for me.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe that's why I think I'm the exception to the rule. Everybody else possibly could. Me personally, I can't. You gotta go.
Right. I get that. Yeah. All right, Miss B. Y'all hear that, right? You gotta go.
I'm not like that, y'all. I promise.
You got to go.
I mean, I've had casual and see, and I think maybe that's the issue. I think the bigger piece of it is that everybody involved in the arrangement needs to have that conversation of what they're doing. Because I have had people that I stayed the night with, but there were definitely feelings there
Okay.
too. And of course, those situations probably didn't end the way they should have ended because it got complicated too quick, because of those feelings. So, um, yeah, yeah, no, you can't.
So you okay? So like okay. So being that you're like laying it out on the line, right?
Mhm,
You're in a friends with benefits situation.
mhm.
What are your rules for this we see I we can't even call it a situation
Arrangement,
because we say situationship is different
arrangement,
so this encounter,
disarrangement.
if you will.
Well, I mean, you can call it a relationship because you can. There's levels to relationships. You have professional relationships. You have personal relationships. A friendship is a relationship. Anytime two people are interacting, it's a relationship of some kind. So you can say relationship, but I
Okay.
would say it's an arrangement. And
I
my
like that
rules
better.
are
Arrangement.
arrangement.
What are your rules to your certain arrangement?
um, to keep me from getting my feelings involved, we should not have interaction unless we are arranging the next link up.
Okay.
You should not stay the night. It should not be any cuddling or intimate things. So even when you leave, if we kiss, I mean, I don't even know about that. I feel like I don't think that we ever like did a okay bye. Like we didn't. I don't even think we did that. If we did, it was probably a quick thing, but I highly doubt we did any of that.
Okay.
Um, like I said, didn't meet no friends, wasn't really going on dates. We hung out at the house. We played game. We played the video game the one time for a couple hours. We watched the movie one time. So I mean, to say we didn't hang out, like it wasn't just come in and just do me and leave. It wasn't that necessarily, but
I just said to me
the
and leave.
rules kind of yeah, no, like it wasn't like that. I wasn't cold like that, but
Right.
when he left, it wasn't a let me know you made it home. Not that I didn't hear, but you weren't obligated to tell me you made it home. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't feel that arrangement was that deep for you to have to do that. And then I probably didn't hear from him again until it was time for the next link up. Okay, hey, I miss you. I ain't seen you in a minute. When we linking up? That's when our next conversation happened. It was no in between. Like, hey, I'm just popping my head in to see how you doing. No, you don't need to. You don't really need to. We understand what this is. So that's my rule. No, no, and if you do, I'm not gonna say, well, we can't talk in between. But I just feel like the more we talk, the more my feelings are gonna get involved. So
Right.
anything intimate or that the lines could get too blurred on, I don't want parts of if we're doing that arrangement.
Okay.
Yep.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with
Okay.
that. My rules is definitely. I'm a very sensitive person. I wear my heart on my sleeve,
Hmm.
so we would definitely have to have
Hmm.
that conversation and establish um
What we're doing.
yeah, what we're doing, where we're going from here. You know, are we gonna be just friends with benefits, or do we see it going further? But like, yeah, I would agree with the no kissing thing because I love to kiss, and I honestly feel like
Me too.
kissing is more intimate than sex. So I would definitely say
It
no
is
kissing.
for
Yeah,
sure.
I would definitely say no kissing.
I've had sex before and never kissed them throughout the entire
Right,
time that it was
right.
happening. So I mean, that's definitely more intimate for
Right.
sure.
So it would definitely have to be no kissing. As far as the going out in public places, I mean, there's we can go out, but it doesn't have to be in a romantic setting. We can chill in the park if you want to. It doesn't. It's cool. If you want to go see a movie, it's cool. We can go see a movie. But as far as like, the romantic one-on-one dinners overlooking the skyline and stuff like that, there's no need for
You
that.
know,
I look
no,
at, friends with benefit dates as like such as that. Like we're doing friendship stuff. You want to go to the arcade and, go play a couple of games, we can do that. Um, I look at a friends with benefit as just that you are my friend, but we have fun from time to time. There's just not any
mm-mm,
serious feelings there. You're my friend, I'm your friend. We enjoy each other. That's it. What's funny is our rules is in place so we don't get hurt. Our rules is put in place,
mm-hmm,
so we know each other's boundaries. The
mm-hmm.
internet is a very contradicting thing because one of their rules is, I would agree, is be honest and be open with your friends with benefits partner. Totally agree with that. Agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
You
Oh
got to
yeah.
be honest. You got to be open. Number two was restrict your feelings and keep them to yourself. I can restrict my feelings. That's fine. However, I'm not going to keep them to myself. You need to know if something's bothering me.
Yeah.
Like,
Keep them to myself unless it needs to be addressed.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I think maybe the wording might be wrong. That might be what they meant, but that ain't how I took it. I took it the same way you did. Like, no, I'm not holding back my feelings. Especially if you're starting to develop feelings, you have to tell that person. If y'all already had that arrangement, if you feel some type of way, you feel like this arrangement is disrespectful to me, or something that happened doesn't work for me, you need to express that. Why would you hold that in? Because now you're in an arrangement that you don't even agree with.
Exactly.
Everybody has to be in agreement of whatever this arrangement is gonna be.
Exactly. Th- There you
But
go.
I will tell you this. I will say this though, Bessie. I think the term friend is where my hang up is because I don't use the term friend loosely. Everybody's not my friend. And I think when you start doing the outings,
Hmm.
it borders dating. It starts bordering dating, right? Because if I want to go to the arcade and I want to go have a good time, I want to go with somebody that I'm interested in. It's more a date for me. I'm not trying to go there with somebody that all I'm doing is having sex with this person because again, you're blowing those lines a little too much. Me personally, I can't say that you're a friend
Right.
with benefits because the friend part does entail me being able to go out with you and enjoy your time outside of something sexual. I can have a friend and I'm not sexual with them at all. You see what I'm saying? So I think when you say friend with benefits, that's where the line gets blurry because if I'm thinking friend, now we're starting to do stuff that crosses the line of something else. If you're a male, I'm gonna say it
Okay.
like that. A female, I mean, clearly we can go out and do stuff because I'm not gonna view you the same way. But if it's a guy, I don't have many guy friends. I will tell you right now. If there's a guy probably in my phone right now or in my DM, at some point in time, they have made it clear to me that they want me in a different way. And whether it happened or didn't happen is based on whether I allowed it or not. Let's just put it like that. But there's not a there might be one or two guys that did not do that, and the only reason that happened is because we literally just don't have that kind of relationship. They probably have a wife. They probably, we literally are probably on a professional level more than anything, and that's how we became friends. I don't have too many friends that are of the opposite sex. That's just me. I mean, I know people that can do it. I don't have too many of them, and most of the time, like you said, that's that uncle that couldn't get you the way
Yeah,
they wanted you, so now they, around the kids, they Uncle Bobby or
right.
Uncle
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm. So yeah, the friend thing I think is probably where I'm disagreeing. That's probably where I'm, on the fence with it because yeah, if we going out, if we friends, we're gonna be going places. But then now I gotta tell my heart, hey, this is just my friend. Don't get it twisted. This ain't no date, boo. We just
Right, yeah, yeah.
so yeah. I mean, I guess maybe if you do the outing, you got to make sure what kind of outing it is. Like you said, no romantic dinners, but I mean, okay, so let me ask you this then. If you're out on said outing with this friend with benefits, right?
Hmm.
My thought is you're not going to be all up on each other because you're supposed to be friends. If the friend with benefits gets approached by someone else while you guys are out, what happens then? Do you just let them talk that you're not there? Like, what do you do?
I gotta let
Are
them.
they allowed to? Are they allowed to entertain it in that moment? Because it's technically just friends.
I mean, yeah.
And then
Honestly,
and then how do you introduce each other? Like what they say, who is this to you? Like who is this person? What do you say? That's my friend with benefits. Do you tell the person
you
that
don't even have to say my
this is
friend
your
with
friend with
benefits.
benefits?
Just say my friend. I mean, like,
My
I like
friend.
how you put that scenario. At that moment in time, you're gonna have to be the wingman. You done turned from the friend with benefits into the wing person now.
Okay.
So it's yeah,
Like
you
yeah, he cool. He
yeah.
cool. Come on.
Oh, what's good?
Okay.
Oh, you like
Okay.
this person? Oh, so this is that. Like you, yeah, you can't.
Okay.
That also ties into the not letting your feelings get involved because
Mhm.
yeah, if you do feel something for that person, you definitely gonna feel some type of way. You're definitely gonna try to sabotage that moment. But if you're just looking at it
Mhm.
as, yeah, that's my peoples, we good, whatever it is, you're gonna be a wingman at that moment in
Then you
time.
a wingman.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly how I would treat
That
it.
makes sense.
That's exactly how I would treat
That
it.
makes sense. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, thank God I ain't never been in that shoe
no, I
because
never been in that
I
situation
mean
either.
I wouldn't be jealous, but I don't know if I could be a wingman either. Because in my mind, I'm like, I already know when y'all done with this whole interaction, what we about to go do, and like in my mind, it's gonna just bother me. Like I know my face gonna tell on me. I ain't gonna be able to do
Sometimes the face tells it all. The face tells it all.
it.
Trust me, I get it. I get it. But you know what? It's so funny because you can be put in that situation, but then again, you can't because that also depends on, or vice versa. It depends on the person you're with. If you're in that situation,
Hmm.
even though you are considered friends with benefits, I feel that person is gonna have enough respect for you to not
In
talk to
that
that person
moment, to
in
be
front
like,
of you,
yeah,
you know? So it's like,
right,
even though we
right,
are friends with benefits, we're not exclusive. I'm not about to disrespect you like that. Like that,
right.
that's not cool. So I thank God I
Okay.
was never in that type of situation. I'm hoping no other female or no guy was ever put in that situation. But
I swear,
that's a sticky situation. Especially
it's
if you
very
don't
much
know
a
how
sticky
to
situation.
control your feelings, if you don't know how to control your actions,
Hmm.
that could definitely turn into a big thing. It could be a little thing turned into a big thing. So my thing is, and just clarify where y'all stand. Clarify what y'all are. Um, that's definitely a big part of the rules. Like you said, when it comes to sex, let it just be sex.
Hmm.
Do you feel, are you able to talk to other people when you are dealing with a friends with benefits situation? Because the internet contradicts itself. One of the rules is saying if you're dealing with a friends with benefits, there's no cheating involved. No cheating at all. And it says even though you are friends with benefits, that you're not exclusive, no cheating at all. But then the next rule it says you
Wait,
can
wait,
sleep
wait,
with
wait,
other
wait. They're
people.
saying no cheating, like no cheating on your friend with benefits?
Yes, that's what it says. It says no
Or
cheating.
they're saying like because for me, I feel like you can't talk to other people. So then I guess my thing is, are they saying, say I'm talking to John, okay, but my friend with benefit, Brandon over here, okay. So then are they saying it's not considered cheating on John because I'm friends with benefits with Brandon? Or are they saying you can't consider cheating at all for Brandon, period, because Brandon's just friends with benefits? Nothing you do outside of him counts as cheating.
I don't see. I don't know. It just says here
Because for
for
me,
one of the rules, it says no cheating. Even though friends with benefits is not exclusive, there should be
you
no
can't cheat
cheating
on a
involved.
friend with benefits, but you can cheat on who you're talking to with the friend with benefits. Yes.
That's true.
Which is why, for me, I mean, can you talk to other people when you have friends with benefits? Yes. Technically, you can. You are still single. You have no commitment to this person. However, it's that fine line of who would want to take it there with me seriously, knowing I have a friend with benefits. Like, I feel like you still have to be transparent to some extent with anybody that you're seeing if you're having a friend with benefits. If you're planning on that other person being somebody of some sort of seriousness, you have to. So then at that point, when does it become cheating? I guess the other question for me would be, can you be sexually involved with another person while you're with a friend with benefits? Those are two different things. Like, I can date and not be sexual with nobody I'm dating and still have my friend with benefits over here taking care of that. Because
Right.
I'm still in that dating phase where I have not locked nobody down yet. I'm still figuring it out. So I have no, even in the dating phase, you have no commitment to those people either, but you have more of a commitment to them than your friend with benefits, if that makes sense.
It does.
So I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Yes, you can, technically. Yes. The right answer is yes, you can. Is it easy to? No, because there's going to be some conversations have to be had on the other side that may not work in your favor, depending on who that person is. I would, if I'm the other person, I would not be okay with my person having a friend with benefits.
Okay.
So yeah, but yes, you can. Yes, that based on the rules of friend with benefits, you can absolutely,
Okay.
and you probably should. Because you know that that's only friend benefits. You're not going. If you're looking for anything beyond that, you're not going to get it there. So yes, you have to
Absolutely.
if you're looking for something more.
Right. Right.
So what would you in our current age now, could you have a friend with benefits? Realistically. I mean, that's a real question. That I mean,
I don't know.
what would you prefer to have a friend with benefits or a situation? If you couldn't be in a serious relationship right now, which would be the preferred thing that a person should want, or does it depend on the person?
It depends on the person. That's
Okay, so
it depends on the
you,
person.
T, what would you?
Um. Oh my. I don't even know because it's like I'm such a relationship person. Like I
Mhm.
love to love. I love calling somebody my own. I don't
Mhm.
know. And then the whole friends with benefits thing. It's hard. It's definitely
It
hard for me
is.
because I'm I like exclusiveness. I like to be exclusive with
Mhm.
somebody. I like to claim somebody and I like somebody to claim me. So it's like I
Even
don't.
if it's casual, I want to be claiming somebody.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want you out
exactly.
here doing this with other people.
Right,
Because I'm a
exactly.
relationship type person too. Like, I can't. I mean, friends with benefit situations that I've been in, I don't necessarily think that they were intentional. I didn't go into them probably expecting that it was going to turn into that. I think well, with the one that one we did, we went into that one and we specifically said that this we didn't have a conversation, but I think we both just mutually understood what it was.
Okay.
We never clashed about it. I met him where he met me, and we never had to talk about it. It just kind of we it flowed perfectly. Um, any other ones that I've been involved with, I think it just became one of those things of I don't necessarily want to be in a relationship with you. You don't want to be in a relationship with me, but we sexually attracted to each other. We ain't got nobody else right now. Let's just do it. Like, that's kind of what happened. I feel like more than we sat down and said, let's be friends with benefits. No, I think it was more. Neither one of us was really looking for anything serious,
Right.
um, or at least not with each other. But we were still attracted to each other. And because we weren't seeing anybody else at that time, it worked out. Um, so me being the person I am, I would like to be a wife one day. I am such a relationship person. Um, I will not willingly go into a situation looking for a friend with benefits right now at my age. I would be anybody that I am entertaining at this point. I'm entertaining them with the aspect of being more. Um, if it got to a point where I'm single for a long time, like I've been single for a minute, before recent. So I feel like in those cases, I I I tried the friend with benefits thing, but the people I chose to do that with were not probably the best people because there were
Mm-hmm.
definitely some emotions there before it even started. And so once it started, it was not a friend with benefits arrangement. And that's probably what we set it out to be, but it actually messed up our friendship at the same time when it ended because it was the wrong person for the arrangement. So I think I could do it if it was not somebody that I have any kind of connection to already, and I would have to not be looking for anything else. I have to really say, okay, yeah, I'm done with the dating scene right now. I just want to be by myself,
Right.
but I still got to get that itch scratch every now and then. Then yes, but that would be the only way that I would probably agree to that at this point.
Okay. Okay.
Situationship. Mm, I mean, with those, like I said, most of the time, those you're not really planning those out. They kind of you kind of just find yourself in one. Um, but they tend to turn into a relationship more often.
Mm-hmm.
So between the two, I would probably want a situationship. However, I like the luxury of the friend with benefits being decided like a concrete, I know what it is type situation. I'm not going to be confused. I'm not going to get hurt. That's more safe, I
Right.
feel like, than a situationship.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It works for who it works for.
I
I
was about to
mean,
say
it's a
it
it's a
definitely
crowd for
yeah,
everything.
it has its good and its bad, its ups and its downs, its
Mm,
pros and its cons.
yes, ma'am.
um
Yes, ma'am.
speaking of pros and cons,
Uh
um
oh.
what would you say is one, give me one pro and then give me one con.
A pro would be um for people that are busy that, like I said, just want to get their itch scratched. Or even if it's not sexual, like you said, you do have some people that get the benefit of I just want to go out every now and then, but I don't really want to be in a relationship. I just want to go out,
Absolutely.
that's definitely a pro because now you don't have to put the effort. It takes a lot of effort and things to be in relationships and things like that. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money. Those friends with benefits arrangements don't have all that. So that's a big pro. A con is that it limits you from finding what you truly are looking for. Unless that's what you're looking for, it limits you
Mm-hmm.
and your options. So that's a con. And then also with any arrangement, if you don't communicate and you're not on the same page, it's the easiest way to get hurt. I
Mm-hmm.
think.
That's
So
definitely a con. I would definitely I would piggyback off of that. I mean, one of the pros is definitely, no stress. You're not stressing about the difficulties and the
girl,
negativities of a relationship. You don't have to worry about, the
you
BS.
ain't gonna get no gray hairs.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't gonna get no gray hairs when dealing with, friends with benefits. But I would definitely say a big con is like you said in your last discussion, it could be a big risk to the friendship if something doesn't go right. If y'all don't have that conversation,
Absolutely.
if emotions and feelings start getting mixed up in it, it could definitely go downhill. So
Mhm.
excuse me, I
Mhm.
think the main thing is to communicate. Communicate, communicate, communicate. You gotta have to
throughout.
communicate when it comes to friends with benefits. You have,
Hmm.
even though if you don't have, you don't want to, have that long discussion, that long talk. Just do the basics. Like, what are we?
A check in.
Yeah, exactly. A check in. Like,
Yeah.
are we good? Are we not good? Are we moving forward from here? Like, no
Yeah, it
kissing.
has to be throughout. It
Yeah,
has to be communication throughout. When
yeah.
it first
You gotta know
initiates,
what's going
you have to
on.
communicate and make sure you know what the rules are. And then as it's progressing, you definitely have to have those periodic check ins because you want to make sure no one's catching feelings more than they should. You want to make sure that this is still the route we want to go. If one of the two people has found somebody and they're starting to find interest there and they want to explore that, it needs to be known to the other person that this arrangement might be ending soon. Um, at all points, I just like communication throughout. It will prevent a whole lot of drama,
Hmm.
pain, and everything if you just communicate. But it can be successful. Communication is part of the key to it. Making sure you guys are on the same page and that you both want what this is. Then it can work.
It could definitely work. That's basically,
Hmm.
I like how you said that. It can work, and you can add that onto the rules on how to navigate different complications when it comes to friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Just, be yourself, know yourself. And what I mean by know yourself is you know how your emotions are, you know your feelings. So, if you know you are going to get serious about this person, there's no need in even trying to establish a friends with benefits thing with that. You just need to talk to this person and be like, yo, I like you. What we doing? Instead of,
Hmm.
faking the funk. Um, respect the
Knowing
friendship.
yourself too, also knowing what you want because like and holding true to it. I think that's the bigger piece because there's people that know that they want more,
Exactly.
but they settle
Right.
for that, and
Right.
then they get themselves caught up quicker. So it's like not only knowing yourself, but holding true to it, not compromising on what your beliefs, your wants, your desires. That's a big piece. So it ain't just knowing you; it's sticking with
Yes. Yes.
it.
Okay. I like that.
Hmm.
Let them know. Okay. Um,
Yes, that's how you navigate. And then, I mean,
that's how you navigate.
definitely communication. And don't. I mean, like I said, I think keeping the friendship, not a friendship. Like, try to make the arrangement. Like you said, if you know you're not a person that can do it, don't do it. If there's questions, I think you're safer to do it with someone that you don't have a connection with already of some kind. That would be how I would navigate it. Find someone that you don't have any kind of connection to already. Because the chemistry of itself, no matter what kind it is going to be more than what you probably want in that
Hmm.
arrangement. It needs to be no emotional tie at all with that person. Um, and the second you see it going beyond something that is supposed to go, speak up on either side. Um, and don't take it personal. Don't take any of that personal because it
Absolutely.
is supposed to be a friendly arrangement. And at any point, one person or the other can decide that they don't want that, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be able to accept it. So don't go into it with any kind of personal anything.
I like that.
I guess that's it.
That is,
Mhm.
I like that. Okay. I hope y'all like
Mhm.
taking notes.
Please take notes, guys.
Because I'm telling y'all, that's the only way you're gonna be able to get through these friends with benefits in a positive way. Just having a clean cut conversation about where y'all stand, setting
Mhm.
boundaries, respecting the friendship, like I said, respecting each other, and just be clear and open with each other. Honest, you
Be
know.
transparent.
Yes, exactly. You
And
know.
that knowing you and what you want goes both ways and sticking to it. So even as the other person that know doggone well that they don't want more, but they probably can tell that the other person does. Don't go into that situation just to get the sex, and you setting yourself up for the drama later. So it works on both sides. Be real with yourself, what you want, and what the people that you dealing with want. Don't try to make something out of what is not.
And with that being said, you
Lesson
should
times
want to
with
be a
Smissy.
relationship coach, a relationship
Listen
advisor.
here. I'm as single as can be, y'all. I don't know how I'm anybody relationship anything. Maybe because I've been through all the trenches, so I can probably just tell you what not to
Listen,
do
that's only
more than
because
what to
yeah,
do.
we been through the game. We seen it all. We heard it all. We done it all.
Absolutely,
That's all it is. Trust
absolutely.
me. We
So I'm just trying to tell you not to do what I did. That's
right.
what that is. It ain't me telling you what's the best practice because baby, I don't know either. I'm learning every day.
We definitely learn every day. We learn new stuff every day. We're hoping that we can teach
Mm-hmm.
y'all some new stuff every Friday. But
I'm telling you.
yeah, that's as far as our topic for friends with benefits. All we can say is if
Mm-hmm.
you are in a friends with benefits situation, we just hope everything is working out for you guys. Just respect each other. Talk to each other. Always communicate, 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 communicate. We don't know how
Communicate.
much more we can say that. Communicate with each other. Respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's big
Absolutely.
thing. Big, big, big thing. And
Mm-hmm.
ladies or fellas, if you just know that you wear your heart on your sleeve, maybe
Just
friends with
don't
benefits
do it.
it's just not for you. I know it's not for me. Like I did try it. I can
It's
honestly say
not
I've
for
tried
me.
it and more than once I let my feelings get the best of me. So I definitely know for me,
Mm-hmm.
friends with benefits, it just don't work for me. I am in a relationship person. I need to be exclusive. Well, I don't
I
need
need
to
that
be. I
connection.
want to be exclusive with somebody. I like to be
Mm-hmm.
exclusive with somebody. But
Absolutely. I value that connection a lot
yeah, exactly. I value
the sexual
connections.
aspect.
So, yeah, just keep a clear head, everybody, and communicate openly, respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, do we have a spotlight for tonight?
We do not. So I had a person in mind.
Okay.
They actually took a break on their business, so
Okay.
they do not want to be highlighted currently. But we can circle back to them. So we don't have one today, unfortunately.
That's cool. So I guess our spotlight for tonight is you guys, our followers, our listeners.
Okay.
We just want to say thank you for showing us love. Thank you for following us so far. Thank you for subscribing to us so far. And if you haven't, please do so. Again, you can follow our IG page at Tea Talk with CNT. You can also like and subscribe on our YouTube page at Tea Talk with CNT. You can follow me on my personal page at It's a Tay Vibe.
And my personal page is A1 Beauty Cami on Instagram. So make sure you follow us, get updates on when the next show is going to drop, what the topic is going to be. We put out polls, so we want you guys to answer them and give us any kind of ideas for next topics that you want to hear.
Yes, thank you again so far for listening, you guys, and we shall see you again soon. Mwah.